You know, black people. No.
Okay, hey guys, so I want to talk about what you can expect, and this is mainly for my black audience because I don't think this happens outside of the black community, but heaven forbid a black woman wants to lose weight. We're going to talk about the ugly side to that, which is all of the backlash and all of the criticism, because till this day, and I lost weight years ago, till this day, I still have people, like black people just will not accept you being thin. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I cannot get on here and lie to you and act like it's just all peaches and cream. It is, for the most part. I love my body. But you have to drown out the criticism. You have to realize statistically 4 out of 5 black women are either obese or overweight. So you going against the grain and getting to a healthy BMI size, that's rare. You're taboo. You're different. I wouldn't even say, oh, they're just hating. It's more like the blind leading the blind. Like, a lot of people just don't know any better. And I know that being thick is encouraged in the black community because they're so used to seeing everyone overweight. When they look at me, they think I'm just super, super thin, when that's really not the case. My BMI is a healthy BMI. I'm not underweight. I'm not like skin and bone. I look good, in my opinion. I have an hourglass shape. Like, for example, when I get around Asian women, like the Asian community, I'm like the biggest one there. But like with black people, I'm the smallest one there. And you're going to get the comments from your aunt. You're going to get the comments from your mom. I'm just telling you right now, that's something that you just cannot escape. And it's something that just comes with the territory of being in shape. One of the comments that I hear a lot is, because my best friend gets this too, because she also went on a weight loss journey. And she's not even like that slim, meaning she kind of just has this like slim, thick figure. You know, she still has her thighs and stuff like that. She looks really good. But even her family is telling her, don't lose any extra pounds. Don't lose any more weight or you're going to be too thin. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, she's not even that thin. So you really can't listen to comments like that. They're going to tell you, oh, you're getting too thin. Don't lose too much weight. Just ignore them. Understand that they are ignorant. A lot of people are ignorant when it comes to the education about health. I went to school for that stuff, so I am completely educated on it, and I understand it's just simply not healthy to be super thick and carry all that extra weight on you. That's not healthy, and a lot of people did not go to school to understand those things. So many people, even grown adults, just simply do not understand that concept. So that's something that you have to realize. You might be educated on it, but a lot of people aren't. So just keep it pushing. Don't try to get into a fight or argue with them or over explain. But I'm letting you know right now, those comments are coming. Don't feel discouraged. Still continue to lose the weight because they'll say that and you're not even that thin. They tell people that all the time. And I'm like, this girl is thick. She's nowhere near underweight or anorexic. So if black people are telling you that, pay it absolutely no mind. They don't know what they're talking about, okay? Because most likely, if black people are telling you that, you're not that thin. You're just not. Just keep going. Keep it pushing. Continue to shred the weight. That's what I did. I just ignored all those comments, okay? And get to the size that will make you happy. Have your goal. Drown out the comments. Just pay them no mind. Another thing you can expect is people are going to try to feed you. Okay, this happens to me all the time. I remember when I went over my mom's house for Thanksgiving. Why are they over here trying to give me bread like I'm a starving African? Sorry, my bad. My bad to Africans, I'm sorry. I know that was ignorant, but... Anyways, yes. My mom tried to give me a piece of bread. She asked me if I was sick. Like, black people are so dramatic. Health and fitness and losing weight is a taboo concept in the black community. Many black women have weaves and they don't want to get their hair messed up, so therefore they don't go to the gym. It's just not a thing in our community like that. It's not. So when you do take that route, you go against the grain and then they look at you like, oh, you're trying to be white. Yeah, when you eat healthy, they think you're trying to be white. Anyways, yes, mom tried to feed me, or when I went to a family reunion, They be trying to like put extra on my plate. I would say even back then at work, I had a client and even he would always want me to eat lunch with him. I'm like, okay. And I kind of knew in my head, I'm like, why does he want me to eat lunch with him? People are so dramatic. You guys, the way I'm describing this, you would think I'm skin and bones. I promise you, I can reassure you, I'm not skin and bone. I got a little shape on me. I am not a stick figure, okay? But people are going to be dramatic. I'm going to emphasize that because if they see that you're losing weight, they start to get concerned and you could still be freaking thick or even obese and they'll still treat you like you're freaking starving. So anyways, yeah, he would always get me to eat with him. And then when I didn't want to eat because I'm trying to cut back, he would, get upset and be like, well, I want you to eat with me. So then I finally ate with him every time I came and visited him. And he made a comment about my body and said I look fit. I get that comment a lot. People tend to say I have like a lean, fit look. And I think I do. Like my legs are very toned, stomach toned. Like my body is real toned. And so he had said that, but then he said, well, that's why I be trying to feed you, because he basically was trying to make it seem like, poor you, poor thing, you have no access to food. And I hear other Black women say this too, so this is not just my experience. Another thing that I had to experience, don't tell people you're losing weight because that's when they're going to discourage you, okay? I remember when I told someone else that I was trying to lose weight, and I didn't tell anyone. When I lost weight, I isolated myself because I already knew like this is taboo to Black people. I deleted everything. I just fell off the face of the earth when I lost weight and I popped up with my new body because I already knew the comments were going to come and I wanted to focus on my goal. It is extremely hard to lose weight when you are constantly surrounded by everyone. You have that friend that's constantly asking to go out, or even your partner. That's the worst. When your partner has an unhealthy diet and you're trying to lose weight, I can honestly say it's nearly impossible to lose weight when your partner has an unhealthy diet and you're always around your partner. That is some extra strength that I don't have. So thankfully for me, when I lost weight, I isolated myself. So I was single, I didn't talk to anyone, and I fell off the face of the earth and then came back skinny. So yeah, don't tell anyone that you are trying to lose weight, because I made this mistake and someone had discouraged me. And they told me about that statistic that I told you guys about, where it's like most people who lose weight end up gaining it back. I think at that time it was like 80% or 90%. And he told me 90% of people that lose weight end up gaining it back. So it's impossible. You're just going to gain it back. It's not going to work for you. I already tried it. It's not going to work for you. And it feels so good to stand here years later, haven't even gained the weight back. I just want to come back to him and be like, oh, so what was that you said? I didn't appreciate that. Like, that actually upsetted me, because why are you trying to discourage me? Don't speak that over my life. Don't discourage me from my goals. I could be in that 10%. And I thought that in my head at the time. I'm like, I could be in that 10%. And guess what? I'm in that 10%. Period. Or you'll even get people trying to give you tips and telling you what you're doing isn't going to work. I heard that one too. I think that's another thing that he said. Counting calories, it doesn't last. It's not sustainable. Counting calories is great. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't have that whole mentality that you guys have around things where you're just like, oh, woe is me. You're the victim because you're on a diet. Oh, a diet means you have an ED. No, counting calories is great because you get to see exactly what's in food. And I'm to the point where I am such an expert now. I know how much calories are in everything by just eyeballing it. So starting off counting your calories, in my opinion, I know some people are sensitive around that topic. I'm not really a sensitive person, but it gave me so much education and knowledge on food to the point where I don't have to do it anymore. I can just look at things and I know, like right now, off the top of my head, slice of bread, 100 calories, okay? I know that peanut butter, 2 tablespoons, 190 calories. Like, it's just registered in my head. So now I don't really count my calories anymore. Like, sometimes I do, but overall I don't, because I can just look at it now and it's just, I already know how many calories is literally in everything. Cheese, milk, everything. I know how many calories are in it. So I think that's a good way to start out. But I understand everyone is not going to be like me. I am just a different type of person. I know that a lot of women are very insecure around certain things and they're sensitive, and I guess counting calories is triggering for some people. I don't have that type of mindset that you have, and that was another thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to discouraging tactics. One person had commented under my video where I said how to stay slim, and I didn't say anything crazy at all. I didn't even tell you like, okay, do this diet, do that diet. I kind of just said like, find your own groove. What's your body goals? I didn't say you have to be petite. I said, what's your body goals? Find your groove, right? I didn't say nothing insane. Why is this person leaving a paragraph talking about I'm encouraging eating disorders and anorexia? I'm like, okay, that's your mentality. If you feel like people getting to a healthy size and dieting and exercising, and you equate that to an ED and anorexia, that's you. That's your personal projections. Not everyone who's trying to get to a healthy size are dealing with those problems. And I'm so tired of people correlating eating healthy, dieting and exercising to ED. If anyone does that, it's giving hater. It's a discouraging tactic. It's a discouraging tactic. I'm going to tell you right now, I am way far away from having an ED. In fact, I am not scared of any foods. I need to cut back some more, if anything, because, my diet been kind of crazy lately. And I literally eat bread every single day. Like, there's not a food that I won't eat. I told you guys I do intuitive eating. So basically, when I am hungry, whatever I'm craving, if I'm desperately craving a donut, I'll eat a donut. If I'm craving spaghetti, I'm going to make spaghetti. I eat whatever I want to eat. I have a very healthy relationship with food. Intuitive eating is the most healthiest way of dieting, in my opinion. It's just you listen to your body and what you want. Now, of course, we would love to eat donuts every single day, but it's just all about, like, for me, if I desperately am craving a donut, then I'll eat a donut. But if it's just like slightly, I'll just ignore it, keep it pushing, move on, distract myself. But that's how I do it. And it's like, I don't like that because I wasn't saying anything crazy in the video, and I can tell by your mentality that you just correlate someone getting their life together to an ED. It's a discouraging tactic, and not everyone has that. Trust me, in America, we are far away from being anorexic as a whole. That is not a concern that you need to be worried about. What you actually need to be worried about is the fact that the majority of Americans are obese. So stop worrying about things that will never even come in the future, because by the rate of it, Americans are not ever going to be anorexic as a whole. But Americans are obese as a whole. The little comments, I see right through it. It's not going to work. Go to a therapist if you associate someone dieting and exercising as having an ED. If that's your mentality, unpack that, unravel that. But some of us just want to get our lives together and stay in shape. And we shouldn't have to hear, you're going to hear comments like that too, where people associate you dieting with, oh my gosh, you have an ED. We shouldn't have to hear that. And honestly, if you really want me to keep it real, perception is reality. If you really want me to take it there. I don't come from that victim mentality where I associate cutting back with an ED. It doesn't affect me. I don't have one of those. So when it comes to EDs, I do believe that it is a real concept for certain people and a small group of people. Let's relax, guys. You guys are huge, and anorexia is the last thing that should be coming out of your mouth. Let's focus on those obesity statistics, okay? Let's worry about that. I hope that person was in black. I don't want to hear any black woman talking about anorexia with the statistics saying something different. 4 out of 5 black women obese or overweight is so ignorant to me. Like, that statistic literally upsets me. 4 out of 5. So if I take 5 black women from the street randomly, 4 of them will be obese. That's a shame. That is a shame. So black women, you're not going to be anorexic anytime soon. So just stop with the excuses and get to cutting back and get in that gym. Let's get to business, because that stuff really gets on my nerves. I don't have that perception that, oh, if I'm cutting back, that means I have an ED, so therefore it doesn't bother me. A lot of you guys are delusional when it comes to that ED topic, but nobody wants to talk about it. Should I talk about it? Yes, certain girls absolutely do have EDs. But a lot of you guys just correlate dieting and exercising to an ED. And it showed in my comment section when that lady had commented that. Because I never said anything extreme. I never said everyone needs to look like a Victoria's Secret model. I said just get to a healthy weight. Why does someone getting to a healthy weight, you have to really unpack this. Why does it give ED vibes to you? You know, your perception is your reality. Because I remember I was hearing that all the time, that whole ED thing, because people think counting calories means you have an ED. And at first, I did kind of let it get to me. But then I thought about it. I'm like, that concept can't bother me if I don't believe it. You know, like if I'm not sitting around, walking around feeling like I'm the victim and I have an ED because I'm cutting back, well then it doesn't apply to me. You walk around the victim looking crazy and looking a mess because you think that dieting and exercising means that you have an ED. And that's why I wanted to talk about that in a different video, because that is just a whole nother topic that I want to dissect. Yeah, you're going to hear that one a lot. So definitely just keep your plans to yourself. Everyone is going to discourage you. I don't know why it's set up like that. I have to look at the psychology behind that. I don't know if it's because they're just ignorant around health and fitness. I think that's what it is. Or I don't know if they're just hating. Probably just hating, because when you get skinnier, when you get slimmer in shape, it's currency. It's most definitely currency. When you go to high class areas or, you know, wealthy environments, what do we see? How do the women look? How do the people look? They look gorgeous and in shape for the most part. So a lot of people they know where you're going to head when you are getting slim and in shape, and they don't want you to leave them behind. You know, I think it's just a little bit of both, ignorance and a little bit of that too. If you were like me, where you had a very thick, curvaceous, sexy shape, people are going to beg you to gain that weight back, okay? They just can't accept it. They won't let it go. I still have people years later, gain the weight back, no, never, ever, ever, ever. I'm so happy like this. Like, I've always wanted this shape. You like that shape on me. I did not like that shape on me, okay? They will beg you to get back to your old size if you had like a very nice shape. If you're like plus size or like 400, 500 pounds, that's not going to happen to you. But if you're like me, where it's like you were like slim, thick, and just, yeah, people are going to beg you to go back to your old size. So yeah. But what I will say to wrap this video up is that if you are experiencing at least one or any of these things that I mentioned, you're doing something right. Those results, very visible. And that's why they're making comments about it. If you're not experiencing any of this, keep going. You have a long way to go, okay? Because they are so dramatic. Even if you're not even thin, you could literally be thick, obese, and they still will act like you are just starving and just have no access to food. So dramatic. Take it as a sign that people see that you are heading in a different direction. Because it's like, hey, at least they are making comments. They could be making no comments. Imagine that. Imagine nobody seeing your results in progress. So I think if you are experiencing any of these things, you're doing something right. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.